Hello everybody, thank you for watching Killer Whale Change the Way You Trade. In this episode, we're going to be talking about gold, silver, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Now what I'd like to talk about is both macro and micro patterns that we've been forming for quite some time now. On this chart we're looking at is the Coinbase USD BTC chart on the daily time scale. Now what you'll notice is there has been a large rounding bottom pattern forming on Bitcoin since 2017 at the previous all-time high. Once we broke above the previous all-time high, what can happen in cryptocurrencies especially is oftentimes we will outrun certain patterns that we have formed previously. Now what you'll notice is after topping out at the 3.618 and finding support at the 1.618, we've begun to form somewhat of a rounding bottom pattern. Now, if we zoom into Bitcoin, what you'll notice is on the micro time scale, we recently formed a bullish bat pattern and found a reaction at the pattern completion zone. The pattern completion zone area is where we could have had capitulation with downside targets as low as $24,000 to $20,000. Now it's extremely bullish that we have bounced off of this level, found a reaction at a pattern completion zone within such a bearish trend that we've been in for the past couple of months here, and after coming to the pattern completion zone, you can see we had an immediate reaction bounce all the way up to where we sit at time of recording this video at $33,685. Moving on to gold. The point of this video is I want to show you how many of these rounding bottom formations are actually happening on assets that we look at every single day. Gold has been forming a rounding bottom formation since 2009, and just recently with the descending channel we've been in, forming the handle of what looks like a cup and handle formation. Now if we zoom into the micro time scale, we've been forming a descending channel pattern since August of last year, and what you'll notice is there has been an inverse head and shoulders forming within this descending channel. We have failed to break out, but when you do, this is one that you'll come back in 40 years and tell your grandkids about. Moving right along, we're looking at Ethereum. What do we notice again? Yet another rounding bottom formation. And we look to be forming the handle of a cup and handle on the daily time scale. Again, the point of this video is to show you how many of these patterns are actually forming at the moment. Now, if we zoom into the micro on Ethereum, we've been forming a descending triangle for the past several months, and we came to the pattern completion zone of a bullish butterfly pattern. Now, as I was just discussing, this one actually had a retest to the bottom where the pattern completion zone is, and has had somewhat of a third retest before bouncing upward. Moving right along to silver. Silver also having a rounding bottom formation on the weekly time scale that goes all the way back to 2012. Long period of consolidated movement, and we've been forming this ascending channel for pretty much silver's entire lifetime. So what we're looking at right now, if we zoom into the micro, there was recently a double bottom pattern on silver in a descending wedge pattern. Descending wedge pattern broke out without being able to really go past the previous point of inflection, which was on August 3rd, 2020. Right through this area, we have been forming a top pattern, and looks like we have been forming a ascending triangle pattern with higher levels of momentum and a stagnant level of resistance at the top. The schematic that I laid out at the beginning of this year, we've been following it pretty accurately. What you'll notice is just recently we were rejected off of the heart line of this move. In conclusion, the point of this video is I wanted to show you the length of time frame that it can take to form these rounding bottom and cup and handle type patterns on all of our favorite assets like Bitcoin, gold, Ethereum, and silver. The future looks quite bright. Thank you for joining us today. Killer Whale, change the way you trade.